encourage people to check in with your local planning and zoning office. So if you're in town, you will check with your city planning and zoning office. How far from the lot line do I need to go? How big of a building can I go? Sometimes you can fit in a big building, but they have you come away from the lot line 20 feet, which causes issues. So figure out what your permitting is. The easiest way to do it is to, if you live in St. Cloud, Minnesota, go to Google, punch in St. Cloud Planning and Zoning Office. There should come up with a number, an email, or a website that can guide you through the process. If you live in the country, you probably want to go with your local county planning and zoning office. I live in Grant County, South Dakota, so I would punch in Grant County, South Dakota Planning and Zoning Office, and that it comes up with a page which gives me the information, or at very least a phone number where you can pick up and call. So that's the first one, building permit. The second one is, do we have access? So one of the things that we look for is the obvious. It's a complete building. We bring the building in, we get there with our truck, we unload the building in the street, we put dolly wheels underneath one end, a rough terrain forklift on the other end, and then the building becomes movable, kind of like a hay wagon. It can be, shimmied in there. We have some videos about that on our website. The first obvious one is fences. Do you have a fence? The second one is trees. Do you have trees or shrubs there where we can get it in or not get it in? And then there are some more subtle things that, overhangs. Are those an issue? Sometimes at the bottom, it seems like it'll fit, but then you have overhangs of trees coming over, and sometimes we run into that issues. Sometimes it's just at a weird angle where we have to go up at a hill, and then our equipment can spin out. So that can become an issue there also. Downhill is usually not that much of a big deal unless it becomes really steep down the hill. The best way to help us with that is to take pictures and videos and email them or text them to us. The local staff here, we have a means of taking emails or text messages, and send us some pictures. If you're not sure, send us some pictures, take a video, walk us through it to see what you have. And 95% of the time from the videos and stuff, we're able to figure out if we can get it in there or not get it in there. So that's question 2. Question 3 is site prep. What am I going to set my building down on? What kind of a foundation do I need? 95% of the time, it's a gravel pad made out of crushed concrete. 5% of the time, people will make a concrete pad, and that is the cream of the crop. And we really like it because it's nice and solid, but it's a price point. It's usually 4 times as more expensive to do a concrete pad than it is to do a gravel pad. So I'll talk more about the gravel pad. So with the gravel pad, we want to take out 3 inches of sod, put in 5 inches of crushed concrete or granite fines, depending on what's more readily available in your area. You would want to stay away from river rock or pea rock. They're fluid, you can't pack them down, and so when we go on top of there with our equipment, it kind of messes up the pad. So we want to stick with a crushed concrete, or class 5 gravel also works if you can't find that readily available in your area. Take out 3 inches of sod, put in 5 inches of crushed concrete. Then you'll ask, how big should I make the pad? As a rule of thumb, you want to have the pad 1 foot bigger than your building. So if your building is 10 by 12, go 12 by 14. And that should give you a nice solid pad. Level it out, pack it down, and you should be good to go. We'll bring it in and put it directly down on the spot. So the 4th question we have is time frame. What's my time frame? After we've discovered, yes, you like the building, yes, I can get it in, yes, permit will allow me, and yes, we can bring them in, you have access and all that stuff, and you got your pad. It's time frame. When can I get my building? So there's two options. When we build something, it usually takes longer, anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks. Depending on what time of year we are, right now at the making of this video, we are looking at a lead time anywhere of 6 to 8 weeks. In the summertime, we're usually a lot busier than in the spring or in the winter time. So if we have to build something, we don't have it in stock, that's what you have to consider. And it's, if you have planes where you've got a sprinkler system, you've got a fence coming, you've got this, please talk to us. We might be able to work something out. If, time is not a factor and we just talked about the pad, you need some time to put your pad in, hey, great, not a problem. Many times in the springtime, we can build it quicker than the snow melts and then you can get your pad in. We're flexible. We can schedule you out to the end of May, to June, even July. There's a guy that ordered one last fall and he wanted it in June because, he's up in northern Minnesota, the ground gets mushy, getting the time frame of the pad built. We were able to work with that. We can do that. We want to be flexible with the time frame. And many times we can find something.